Hey everybody, Brandon Swanson here from MVP, and today I am giving you a little preview and my thoughts of who is going to win the AL wildcard game. It's the Baltimore Orioles against the Toronto Blue Jays, the matchup in Toronto, two AL East teams. And folks, this is going to be a pretty good matchup. This is going to definitely be a good matchup. These are two teams that know each other well, have played each other so many times throughout this season. And it is a matchup of two teams that are really hungry to be able to move past here and go deeper into the playoffs. Certainly for the Toronto Blue Jays, who found themselves in the playoffs last season, and a Toronto Blue Jays team that really wanted to beat the Kansas City Royals last season, unable to do so. But this Toronto team, it's got a different feel than what it did last season. Last season, they kind of knew. They already had the feeling they were going to be a playoff team, but not this year. 11-16 in September, it was not the same feel, I don't think, for the Toronto Blue Jays. They were able to make it to the AL wildcard game, but I think this is a team that at the end, they feel like, wow, we were able to claw to get there this year. Now for the Baltimore Orioles, I think for them, they were a team that was a little up and down and up and down and then wavering in the middle. So they're a team that also very happy and excited to be here as well. But now let's get down to the gist of it. I think for the Baltimore Orioles, it's their pitching, and it's been their pitching for this entire season. I think it's just one game. It's not a series, but it's one game, and it's whose number one starter is going to be better than the other starter. Whose starter is going to be the best in this one? And I would love to be able to see Aaron Sanchez be able to go out there and pitch for the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if he'll have enough rest. I'd like to think that he will. I feel like he had plenty of rest during the regular season. But Aaron Sanchez, if he is pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays, I think that's going to be a huge thing for them. On the other side, also for Baltimore, I think it's going to be their offense. I think that if they're having to rely solely on the home run, that may not be the best. I think that we're going to see a little bit more more dynamics, I think, from the Toronto Blue Jays. Again, I get this one, I think, the edge to the Toronto Blue Jays, because not to say that Baltimore hasn't been here before, but Toronto was here just last season. They've done this so recently. They know how to compete. They know this atmosphere. Baltimore, not as much. I think because of that, I give the edge to the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Toronto Blue Jays will move on to the ALDS. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in for this video. A nice wild card matchup, the Orioles, the Blue Jays. And I took the Blue Jays to move on to the ALDS, and bat flip all over the Tejas Rangers. Well, you'll have to see, and Mike Rankin will have the ALDS. Due to scheduling, Mike's going to take the ALDS. I'll be back for the ALCS, and then Mike and I will meet up for the World Series. But folks, until then, make sure you keep it right here on MVP. We've got great content, great playoff content coming at you.